Well, what's funny about the Blacktop Bully, that was my favorite gimmick out of all the gimmicks. And Arn Anderson, Bobby Eaton, and myself were in Bobby Eaton's garage drinking beer one day. And I had a job there. And I told Arn, I said, Arn, I got to have a name. They want me to be a truck driver. What's my name? And Arn is the mastermind. He's unbelievable. I love him. He looks me right in the eye and he goes, "You're the Blacktop Bully." And I looked at him, I said, what a great name. So anyways, we did the whole thing and it ended up being in the truck match. And Dustin and I thought we had the greatest match ever. It was really a hard thing to do because we're riding 55 miles an hour down the road and the truck's slamming on the brakes and you're going on the turns, and I mean it was really, really a hard match to have. But like I say, I thought it was one of the best matches that we've had. And this match went on for, must have been about a half hour. And we got done with the match and we rolled out of the truck and I hugged Dustin and I said, "Thank you, man." I said, it was a lot of fun. It was, unbelievable. So I ended up driving home. It was a couple hundred miles home, and Dustin went home, and the next morning all of a sudden Eric Bischoff calls me up. He says, "Barry," he says, "I got good news and bad news." And I said, "Oh, what could be bad? Tell me the good news." He goes, "Great match, loved it, everybody liked it, unbelievable." I said, "What's the bad news?" He goes, "You're fired." I said, "I'm fired? How could I be fired for having the greatest match ever?" He says, "Well, you had blood in that match." And I said, "Blood?" I said, "There was blood everywhere." I said, "My back was bleeding, my knees were bleeding, my elbows were bleeding, my head was bleeding." He says, "There was not supposed to be any blood in that match." I said, "Well, Eric," I said, "there's not a whole lot I can do when you're hitting a steel cage and you split your skin open and bleed." He says, "Barry, just do me a favor." He says, don't fight me on this." He says, "I'll hire you back later on." He says, "I promise you." And now I'm thinking, oh yeah, I promised, the promoter deal again, right? But anyways, so I'm fired. Dustin got fired, and Mike Graham got fired, all three of us. And it ended up being about a year and a half later, he hired me back, and I had a great job, great contract, and so it all worked out. But it was really hard because the Blacktop Bully was a gimmick where they could have really pushed, and I could have made some money at that. But it was just bad timing with the NWO coming in there, Hulk coming in there, Nash, all that. It was tough, but I gotta say I've had the greatest career in my life.